week, we highlight a different scam to be wary of, but this week, we're talking about those that impacted the scam survivors. And joining us now, we have Nakia Mills with the Better Business Bureau. Thanks so much for being on with us today.
Thank you for having me.
So instead of a specific scam that we're warning about, tell us a little bit about the Scam Survivor Day. Why is the BBB recognizing them?
So the thing we found out in our studies when we're looking at scams and the impact they have, we always think of the financial impact. However, when we started talking to people, which makes sense, more than 53% of people reported feelings of anger, anxiety, stress. So the emotional toll this takes on people, we want to make sure people know it's okay. You don't have to be embarrassed. And you actually are brave because sharing your story is helping someone else. So National Scam Survivor Day was made last year, was its first official year by the BBB Institute for Marketplace Trust. And it's the second Thursday in May every year. So this year, on May 8th, we'll be celebrating those survivors who are brave enough to share their stories.
Love that so much. So you talked about anger, anxiety, and stress. Something that quickly came to my mind, though, is potentially room for shame there, which there shouldn't be any. But how often do you think people don't share their stories because they're like, oh, I'm so embarrassed that I fell for that message, or I thought that that text was real. There's a component there where you just kind of want to sweep it under the rug, pretend it didn't happen. But why so important for people to get over that embarrassment and share their stories to protect others?
You are exactly right. Every time I'm out in the community giving a presentation about scam prevention, at least one or two people come up to me and say something happened to them, but they just didn't want to report it because they were embarrassed. And that's why this holiday, it's reminding everyone it's not embarrassing, and you're helping other people when you share that story. You're potentially helping law enforcement because they can start studying the trends. So it's very important for us to share our stories, and that's why we want to thank those scam survivors.
Speaking of that, do you have any stories, examples from local people, what they've been through?
Well, sadly, yes. We have people out, in Western Michigan. Of course, now we're all one state, so I have even more stories, sadly, to share. She, in the last month, reported losing nearly $20,000 in crypto. She thought this was for a job, and they kept telling her to do more trainings. And, she really believed it. They had her connected with, like, a mentor. So, she kept paying. We have another person. He met someone online. I think he was maybe Jackson County. And he was talking to this person, thought he could trust them. Again, that was another crypto scheme. He ended up losing several $1,000s. We have people all over, and it's not always thousands. Even if you lose a few $100s, in these online shipping scams, we have people every day in Michigan reporting scams. So it's prevalent, and we just really need to keep talking about it so we can fix this, hopefully.
I know a couple who lost their entire down payment on a home. Just absolutely devastating to not get that back. Nakia Mills, very quickly, where can people go to report a scam?
bbb.org/scam tracker.
Wonderful. Thanks for being on with us.
Thank you.